All right, welcome back to the show, and thank you so much for joining us as we now tune in to your local market. My next guest today is Ryan Wilson. He is the owner and CEO of the Wilson Group, the #1 team with Keller Williams, Chestnut Hill. And he brought along with him today a very special guest, a woman that he's been working with for many, many years, Mian LaVallee. She's the senior partner of the Wilson Group with Keller Williams Realty. Thank you both so much for being on The American Dream today.
Thank you for having us.
So, Mian, I want to start with you. Again, thank you for being on the program. It's lovely to have you on. I know it's your first time, but I want to get into what sellers are dealing with. We always hear that, maybe we shouldn't list our home right now. Maybe we should wait until spring. What do you say to your clients that ask you that question?
That's actually a really good question. We hear that all the time, actually. People are often saying, well, I think I'd rather wait till the spring to list. And it makes a lot of sense. Most people think, let's wait until the grass is green, we're out of the snowbanks, it's warmer, more people will come out to see our home. But in our specific market, the best time to list is actually right now. Specifically in Boston, the spring could be April or it could be February. The weather is so tricky sometimes here. So when you look at the best time to list, we always tell our sellers, really, let's take a look at the inventory. And it's been consistently pretty low. So whenever you have somebody who has a home that's in a great neighborhood, shows really well, and is priced right,
you look back 3 years ago when we got crushed by snow, the people that were really prepared to go on the market right after the end of that big snowstorm actually made the most money. So they actually netted more than the people that waited until the tulips were coming up in the spring. So definitely in this market and in that market as well, right now is the time to go on.
That's great advice. The early bird gets the worm. Isn't that right, Ryan?
Exactly.
Well, Ryan, I actually have another question for you, and it's one that I know you get asked quite often that I think sometimes puzzles agents such as yourself. What should you do first, people ask? Find the home that you're looking for, or do you sell the home that you're already in?
Very good question. We get that every day, actually. So you actually have to be doing both at the same time. You have to have a team of agents that are willing to kind of work the buy side with you, but also work the sell side with you. So you want to make sure that you're actually out there looking for properties, so you know that there are properties out there that you could see yourself moving on from and upgrading if that's what you choose. So first thing is you want to find out what you can afford with the sale of your home and what you can afford without the sale of your home. The reason we need to know those two questions is because if you want to put an offer in on a property, but you need to sell your home, you need to write into that offer that it's subject to the sale of your current property, which gives the likelihood of getting that offer accepted very, very low, because in this competitive market, there's a good chance that the sellers are not going to accept an offer with a strong contingency like that. So you need to be prepared to have your home sold, get those proceeds from your sale, and then be able to put those into the new home. There's different ways you can do that. And we always say you want to overlap on where you're living, but not necessarily overlap on your payments. So we can work into the contract, if we're selling your house, a use and occupancy agreement. Use and occupancy agreement means you close, the sellers the buyers take ownership of the property, you get your funds, so now you're liquid and you can go purchase another property, but you're allowed to use and occupy the property for up to 60 days. So essentially it's a rent back, and if you price your property properly, you can negotiate that in, so you don't need to end up living in a hotel or with the in-laws for a month.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. We don't want to live with the in-laws. We love them, but we don't want to live with them. Now, before I let both of you go, I do want to talk about some properties that I know aren't even on the market quite yet, but can you give us a sneak peek?
Sure, I'll talk about one in Cambridge. It's on 3rd Street. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo with parking, which, if you guys know Cambridge, parking comes at a premium. So to have a condo, 2-bed, 2-full-bath with parking is spectacular. That's going to be coming on in the next few days, actually, probably in the 600 range.
Fabulous. Well, we can't wait to see it. Mian, Ryan, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much.
And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us online, AmericanDreamNetwork.tv, and follow us along on social media. We always love to hear from you. We'll be right back with more of the show.